Hello to the web and therefore the deep web. Welcome to our sister podcast, the Blockdown Blockchain Podcast, charting the rise of blockchain technology in all aspects of our lives and how it does impact us from the perspective of the electronic influencers. BDB4 is a sister podcast of Starcast, the influencer podcast, the electronic influencer podcast, another ADDICTS production and digital inception. Ladies and gentlemen, we're building a pure signal here to end the infodemic, okay? No fake news nor internet of beef will be allowed. My name is Hermann Djoumessi, founder of the ADDICTS Virtual Incubator, and my co-host is Dr. Won Kim at the ESCE Paris Business School. Still the one and only best blockchain master on the French hexagon. Do you have something to say to that, doctor, please?
Hello, everyone, and I'm really glad to be a part of this. And so I would like to introduce our special guest for today, Claire DESSOMBRES.
Hello.
Hello, Claire. How are you?
I'm fine, and you? So,
Okay.
What is the topic of today?
Well, nice segue into today's topic, which is totally COVID-19 free. Yes, you heard it. This podcast is corona free. Okay. I'm going to add a few meow, cat, just for the algorithm. Okay. So listen, like, and share this Blockdown Blockchain podcast. All right. Still the number one bilingual podcast somewhere on the internet and the internet. All right. Do not hesitate to comment, drop us a like whenever it's possible, whether it's on Spreaker, YouTube, DEEZER, Spotify, Podcast Addicts, and PodChaser. And of course, all the good platforms where we might be and where you could be. Okay. So today we are going to listen to Claire DESSOMBRES. She's going to bring us a new insight into, how we can look at GAFA and also how we could decentralize the whole system, of course. So, hello and welcome to BDB4. Please, Claire, tell us about your origin story. What did you do before getting into the space?
So, before arriving to the Bitcoin, I used to manage incubators, and once I came by hazard on La Maison de Bitcoin house, and I just
in Paris.
Yeah, in Paris. Yeah, okay, sorry. Cool. And I was in front of me, two bad guys.
Oh.
Very bad guys were just in front of me, and they wanted to have bitcoins. So it's why they put on the booth all the money, and the guy said, "No, it's impossible because it's too much. And plus, I need to see your ID, please, because this is the rule." And because the first guy didn't have ID, the cashier didn't want to take the cash. And I say, "Okay, if you need help, may I help you?" So he was so surprised. He took my cell phone. He put an app, Jax, on my cell phone, and that's it.
Okay.
And after he gave me money, but he was checking on me. So he gave me money. I take the money and give my ID to the cash guy. He sent me the amount of bitcoins, and the guy was happy because after he download everything, he transferred everything from my wallet to his wallet. So okay. And the second guy asked for the same thing, to transfer euros and to earn bitcoins. And the cashier said to him, "Okay, I need to see your ID. I don't have ID, and I have too much money." So said the guy. So I wanted to help him again, and he said, "But I don't have ID, but I have so many credit cards on my pockets. Even it's
all right." That's interesting.
So no, it was bad guy.
Oh yeah, okay.
This is my first appointment with Bitcoin.
Okay.
And it was in 2015.
Okay, 2015. All right. Okay. So working inside incubator, were you more involved with what was it the business part of it, or more the technology part of it? Are you more in the business person, or more a technology person, or more both? Or
no, it's
are you a business developer?
No, something else. So, the startups we used to invite, I was in charge of them. Like I was a kind of mentor. I was kind of I used to take care of many startups, and also I was part of the incubator. So it's why it's about taking care. It's about to find different kind of way to bring money to them, to help them to be perfect in front of VCs or business angels.
Right. Okay.
It's to take care of them. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you were sort of business angel / VC / advisor. Okay. Cool. Oh, that's cool. Okay. That's kind of where you come from in terms of actually looking at. So why did you decide to now look at exactly why focus particularly on GAFA right now? Why GAFA? Why is the focus on GAFA?
No. Okay, I think there is a misunderstanding. I would like to be more precise. The last time I wrote articles and I spoke about that, I said, do you think, the title, the big title was, do you think the GAFA could die because of the blockchain? It was
right. Okay.
This is the hat, the big hat. But
that was what is it on your blog or?
On my LinkedIn articles.
Okay, so, LinkedIn. Okay, great.
Yeah, and because of that, let's come back to the real begin. The real begin is I wanted to invest, but on blockchains company, but I didn't know enough about this kind of topics. But more than that, I didn't know enough about the whole. And so I wanted to know more. So I said, I asked to my friends, okay, in which ICO did you invest? And I didn't find them. I didn't find the ROE. I didn't find the invest were good enough.
Okay.
And so I wanted to create like a pattern of analyze. So it's why I said, okay, let's come back to the roots. And who is the master of the roots about investment is Warren Buffett.
All right.
So I said, okay, let's take it and let's see what happened. But the first sentence about from Warren Buffett is, do not buy any action about technology, about innovation, because all civilization used to welcome innovation.
Yeah.
But investors do not make money about innovations.
All right. Okay.
So he said that in 1999, and but he repeats that.
How wrong is he? How wrong is he?
So I said, okay, but this guy is still the best investors. So I wanted to know how he analyzed and what kind of pattern he look at. So it's why I begin to say, okay, if I want to invest on ICO, even my mentor said, this is a really bad idea to invest on technology and innovation. So how can I do it? So it's why I begin to check on the last ICOs and the last best innovation company, which one did the best stuff.
Okay.
And because of that, the conclusion of that is the GAFA take all the part of the cake. So what is the key, the success keys? And it's because this kind of success keys, can we see this kind of success keys on the decentralized new company?
Okay.
Voilà.
Yeah.
This is
right. Okay. Can we take those best practice, the GAFA best practice?
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of Some others are less ethical, and let's put it that way. But the best practice definitely, and transfer it to the crypto world, to the blockchain world, and see what we can use. And all right, that's a good idea. It sounds quite a interesting as an approach. Okay, next question. A purely P2P version of electronic cash would allow online payment to be sent directly from one person to another without going through a single financial institution. Those were the 4 words of the Satoshi Nakamoto white paper. When did you ever read that white paper, and what did you think of it? Did you read the Satoshi Nakamoto white paper?
Yeah, of course.
You did? Okay, good.
In 19...
what do you think of it?
I don't remember because it was 4 years ago.
Oh.
So it's ages already.
You need to go back to it every year. Every 3rd of January, you should go back to the Satoshi Nakamoto white paper and read it back all over again.
No, now I'm very surprised. Each time I read a white paper who are more than 20 pages because the Satoshi Nakamoto Bitcoin protocol white paper is less than 10 pages.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. 9 pages actually. Yeah. If you now you have all the appendixes, 13 pages max. Right. Definitely. You're right. That's the first thing we need to tell those people. Your white paper shouldn't be longer than Satoshi's white paper. Otherwise, there is something wrong with your idea. Okay,
yeah. What kind of cloud do you want to find? What kind of smoke do you send me?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. So that's for you. So that was a blueprint because I think, have you heard about Jack Dorsey? I think the Twitter CEO said that he called the Bitcoin white paper one of the most seminal works of computer science in the last 20 to 30 years and said it was pure poetry.
Yeah,
Would you agree with him?
Many guys in Paris, many maximalists.
Oh, the Bitcoin maximalist. Shout out to the maximalist. Lambo.
Many of them say that, yeah. But I'm not an engineer, so I don't get the beauty of this kind of written.
The elegance of the protocol. Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. Okay, fantastic. But still, it's I have to say it's a really, really a seminal document. And even the way, even the execution, if you think about it, the fact that the person who has the Genesis, block actually disappear with the key, right? Isn't that beautiful? I mean, come on.
Yeah, it is.
It's fantastic. I mean, because somebody has to sacrifice, right? Somebody has to sacrifice for the chain to survive, right? Somebody has to sacrifice. As long as you have a proof of work system, somebody has to make a sacrifice.
Okay.
Yeah? No? Okay. Oh, no. Okay, don't look at it that way. Fine. Okay, all right. Okay, let's go. Going back to the GAFAs.
No, it's because...
I think what's interesting about GAFA today is, is the competition coming from... where's the competition? Where's the GAFA competition? Where are the main competitors? Because now they've more or less killed everybody in sight now. Haven't they?
Okay, before we start to answer that question, I think we have to define what GAFA is for many of the audience.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, go on, please.
Because in the English speaking world, we use the word FANG, which is Facebook, Apple, So GAFA is not. I think it's more used in Europe and.
Oh right, okay,
it's a French
FANG
thing
versus GAFA. Okay, good. So Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, right?
No, it's the same. It's it just added Netflix in there.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's GAFA.
Yeah, but FANG GAFA. But there is. Do not forget there is siblings. Siblings as Natu, Netflix, Airbnb, Uber, and Tesla.
The baby GAFA.
The baby GAFA, yeah.
The baby FANG, the baby GAFA. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're called Natu.
Natu, yeah.
All right. So Netflix.
Airbnb.
Tesla. And?
Uber.
All right. Tesla. Oh, Tesla, that's interesting. Is Tesla a car for you?
No, I'm very surprised to see Tesla because Tesla is about hardware.
All right.
Software. Because it's an operating system for cars.
You have an operating system.
But when I think about GAFA and NATU, except for Tesla, this is the same kind of pattern. The pattern is I do not produce anything, but I use that other produce, and I merge on a platform, on a hub, and I sell this kind of production. Even this is not mine, and I take money from people who buy them and from people who put them. So I take at least twice. I gain money at least 2 times, and there is a third time, and it's about to have data, personal data, and all this personal data.
To hold data, right? Hold the maximum amount of data.
Yeah, big data, big lake, big information about trends, and what kind of action we can anticipate very soon. So this is
always
valuable.
Building models towards a predictive model, right? They're trying to...
No, more than that. It's not about predictive model. It's about predictive brands, predictive tendance.
Okay.
What kind of tendance en français?
Oh, trends. Okay.
Trends.
All right. That's okay. That's interesting. So, okay. So yeah, we're looking at the competitors. Is there a place where you can find those competitors? Is it in China or?
Yeah, so we used to, many people think, let's rephrase it. Today, GAFAs, the GAFA and NATUs used to they are very huge, and they take care of the kind of business they take care. For example, e-commerce is taking token by Amazon. Cloud is by Amazon also. IE is by IBM. Taxi is Uber, etc. So each kind of them is already taken, and the blockchain and the decentralized kind of company cannot compete because they are too young. But more than that, why do you think people are going to change if they are already satisfied? And more than that, they are used to do it so many times. So this is not this kind of companies are afraid about. They are not afraid about blockchain and smart contract and decentralized application. They are afraid about the ADDICTS, the company from China, who are new, Alibaba, Tencent, Xiaomi, Huawei. This is the real competitors of the GAFA.
Yeah. All right. So the ADDICTS will be definitely the largest competition. And well, they've been able to, I guess China has been able to develop them behind the great firewall of China, right? Behind this great technostructure that has enabled them to not only, block incoming message, but also block outgoing message using keywords and all sort of technique in order to prevent information to go through the great firewall of China. But it's also a much more than that. It's also a philosophical approach to it, because they decided to create their own Facebook. They decided to create their own YouTube. They decided to create their own Google. They decided to create their own everything, right? Yeah. And now those ADDICTS are now coming after the GAFA's lunch, right? So to speak, right? So they're going after that lunch. And I mean, I looked at the data on the internet. I mean, I don't know what's the value of it, but it was saying that, GAFA or FANG was more or less worth $4 trillion, whereas ADDICTS was worth $1 trillion, or if you add them up all together. But I think you had something to say about that, about the way we measure businesses in China and the way we measure business in the West.
I'm always very skeptical about what come from China, because we don't think with the same paradigm and we don't think with the same transparency. It means we don't have the same kind of democracy, and we don't have the same kind of freedom. So and also we don't have the same kind of we don't see the time on the same way.
Yeah.
So we think the time is important because we get born and we get dead and we are going to die. But in China, the time is not about your poor life. It's about the civilization life.
Mm-hmm.
So we have time. The time is with us, not with the individual, but with the collectivity.
Yeah.
So this is extremely important.
That's extremely important. Okay. Therefore, it's difficult to apply strict accounting rules from one block to the next one and thinking that you actually have a real measure. Because I guess, like you said, there is also this social impact that that those companies actually have on the ground. So that's very interesting. Let's put it this. Right. For the interest of disclosure, I am myself an unpaid Facebook ambassador for small business and startups and got my awards delivered in Ireland at the Facebook headquarters in 2019. I also teach and deliver Google Analytics certification, Microsoft Excel TOSA certification, Facebook advertising analytics, and Google Ads too. So I'm clearly the elephant in the Zoom, all right, in this dialogue, okay? And frankly, I do love it, all right? Sorry for that. I guess hashtag all GAFA matters. Who knows? But we can carry on in this GAFA bashing. I mean, I love it, so it's no problem, okay? But let's not forget the impact those businesses, concepts, protocols have had to help shape the narrative of 21st century internet education and business by usually providing internet-based educational solutions that are low cost, like Excel, Microsoft Word. You can go on and on and on. And some would argue better than what normal, old school legacy educational system have been able to produce or deliver. So as far as internet education is concerned, in the last 20 years, GAFA has taught and trained more people than the opposites. Okay, so and usually at a very, very, very low cost. But still, I guess what is the real problem with GAFA? Is it the technical centralization of data management, or is it the market capitalization which turn them into a giant? Is it what is the problem? Is it the technological concentration, or is it the financial concentration? I mean, which one?
Okay, let's talk about four main troubles. The first one is how they find a way to not pay the right tax on the right place, on the right country.
Okay. Tax optimization.
This is a big trouble.
Optimization.
Right. Okay. The second one is they are so huge that any kind of other company, it's not possible for any other company to compete. Mm-hmm. It's too late. And this is exactly against the Roosevelt laws about the capitalism. If you want to have a liberal market, you cannot be a monopoly. La loi antitrust.
All right.
Yeah. Monopoly.
Yeah. You cannot do that. So this is the second one. The third one is about now, this kind of companies do not produce anything. They use, aggregate, put together, put through, and when you want to have this kind of information, you need to go on the platform, on the hub, and you buy or you rent. So it means you pay more, and also the guy who wants to be referenced to be inside the platform needs to pay too. So it's so this kind of platform gain twice, and more than that, they use your own data, and with the big data predict any kind of comportment behavior, and they can also sell it. But this is your personal data. And the fourth thing is no competition, no tax. I forget the fourth.
Yeah, okay, but that's good. That's a good vision. Okay, but now, let's look at the future. And of course, I would say, I think you are a big advocate of this new technology, this blockchain technology. But more than that, this new blockchain paradigm. You thinking it's gonna change people's perception of finance and organization? Do you believe that?
So the first question was how GAFA could be disrupted by blockchain. And my answer was, this is not the point. The real competitor of the GAFA are the ADDICTS.
Okay.
But what happened with the decentralized blockchain companies, it's because of the technology of blockchain.
Right.
Even blockchain is a big word for many realities, different kind of stuff. You always have few constant, like ID. As soon as you have somebody who asks for something, you have an ID. As soon as you have somebody who receives something, you have another ID. As soon as they do a transaction, the transaction has an ID, and what is inside the transaction has also an ID. So it means you have ID everywhere. And because this is one thing, and this one thing is going to be recorded on one block of the blockchain, and it's not going to be rewrite, change, censored, etc. So the blockchain allow new company to create new kind of product. And because the blockchain was born with Satoshi Nakamoto with Bitcoin about money value and transaction with this kind of new money. Today, the best application are about money. Because this is the first generation, and because
the first generation,
something very new.
Yeah.
Because each day we have many companies, many startups who propose new stuff, but
new application. But
it's not really valuable. And 1 year later, they are dead already.
Well, I mean, to be nice to the startup crowd, and I know a lot of them are listening to this podcast, is 80% of projects, 80% of startups will actually fail, and not only that, but you have to remember that also out of those 80% of projects, you also have to know that 80% of blockchain projects also fail, and big data as well. There's a huge. I mean, I'm just talking about the technical, actually achieving the technical feat is actually very difficult sometimes. It might be well written on a white paper, but the actual delivery of it's actually very difficult. And as you rightly pointed so as well, it's about, finding your community as well at some point, your user community, right? And that's very difficult. And you have to, I mean, we started talking about it, which we call it proof of community, really. Right? Prove me that you have a community. What are the Facebook groups that are talking about you? Or are the rooms on Telegrams? Where are those people? Talking about your fantastic project. So that's definitely something that the entrepreneur will have to take into account. All right. So when you involve in the blockchain, can you describe us an instance where you've been impressed by the work people can do with smart contracts and what people can actually do with it? Because I think that's the key to decentralized finance, isn't it? It's how smart is your contract? Ultimately, that's all it's going to boil down to, is the smart contract.
Okay, so I'm going to give you an answer by the edge.
Yeah.
Each time I have customers or I have stuff to deliver, each time I try to know better my topic. So each time I try to find the best competitor on the decentralized company, the best company who make the best product. So right now, I find many company hold on. The best company I already found are about money. Yeah, it's about transaction. It's about money. Mm-hmm. We have different kind of hype wave, and it was about a few of them are about technology, like technical problem, like scalability, like interoperability, like security, like scalability, and after we have different kind of wave like DeFi. So DeFi is very. This is the word of the year. And
decentralized finance. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very interesting because we have different kind of products who are already on the market since 2017. Yeah, 2017, and like Compound, Pull Together, MakerDAO, Argent, and it's this kind of company creates an ecosystem.
Right.
Yeah, because they use. Yeah, they are together and they use all the everything available with the blockchain is used, and each of them create different kind of product, and all the products are together, and it's great.
All right, that's what I'm. Okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, so thank you very much. That's fantastic. I like the answer. All right. Okay. So now I'm going to give you two names, and I'm going to ask you to react and tell me the person you like the most or the person you like the least, or, it's up to you. I'm giving you two names. All right. So I'm going to start with Andreas Antonopoulos or Steve Jobs.
Tough guy. Okay. Yeah, I do love Steve Jobs. Because it's more than that. His brain is more than nice. Even the heart maybe is not here. It's a very clever guy.
Yeah. Okay. It's beautiful mind.
Yeah. Yeah. And Andropoulos is really a great man because he understood the first. He advocated the first. He did everything he can do by himself without to be paid, without any. It was the first one.
Yeah, it was the first one, definitely. It was the first evangelist, and he even I think he refused even to take money or to do speeches before ICOs. For that sort of thing. So definitely a kind of very ethical figure, and I think the space is quite proud to have him as the Bitcoin Jesus, kind of thing. All right. So, okay, to the second list of names, we're going to have Jack Dorsey, the Twitter CEO, or Satoshi Nakamoto.
How can you okay, I'm very surprised because there is no competition.
Okay, there is no competition. All right. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, Satoshi Nakamoto, even he is a guy, a woman, a gang of folks, we don't know what. He proposed something, this thing or this gang of people proposed something very nice and very clever and very sophisticated and very deep. And very busy.
Yeah. So the Satoshi Nakamoto, the founder of the cypherpunk movement. No, not the founder. Sorry, he was a member of the cypherpunk movement. So is it one person? Is it a man? Is it a woman? Is it a group of people? Is it Alan Finney, or is it? I know there are a few names, or what's the other guy? What's the name of the guy who goes all over the place? He's Satoshi Mark Wright, right? Okay, there you go. So it could be that or not. Whoever it is, we salute you wherever you are. Okay. So now moving on. Okay. New piece of technology. We're going to say Tesla or iPhone.
Alors là. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to choose because Tesla is.
I don't want to choose.
No, okay. I don't want to choose because Tesla is a whole this century. This no joking because it's really clever. Tesla, it's new kind of car, new kind the operating system. The car is driven by an operating system which is very clever, and all the financial paradigm about this car, it's it's a beauty.
It's a beauty. All right.
But iPhone, and I do remember the first year when the first Apple come to the market, and I was very. It was very fancy to come on a discotheque or to come somewhere and to put on the table the iPhone and to say you didn't need to talk. It was talking for you.
I got it. Literally, it was talking for you. I am recording everything you were saying, by the way. But that's another issue. Okay, that's interesting. All right. So now we're going to segue into. Give me a second. Right. Almost every podcast, we have a news story on the front of the African leapfrogging, or if you want, the African lion step. Okay. So this time, we're looking at, WhatsApp, WhatsApp, Facebook, of all places. So we stay in the kind of GAFA FANG theme of the podcast. But we're looking at an article by Mr. Yomi Kazim, who wrote in Quartz Africa in March 2020, all right, that in Zimbabwe, right, in 2017, right, WhatsApp accounted for around half of all internet data. However, that traffic is actually going through knockoff or pirate API of the original WhatsApp or pirate app, okay? So those WhatsApp ads are known as WhatsApp mods, as in modification mod, right? And that they basically reverse engineer version of the original WhatsApp, okay? And they're actually being shared, okay, directly from one device to another and downloaded from other sources outside of the Android store or the Apple store, okay? So basically, it's people's not word of mouth, but smartphone. It's people actually sharing the app smartphone to smartphone. All right. So, and of course, one of the reasons for the high uptake of these WhatsApp modes is the wider range of feature on offer. So first of all, you have much more data available. Okay. We're talking up to 50 megabytes instead of 16. You have much more feature in terms of connecting with people. You can open multiple accounts. You can have multiple identities. Okay. So, and it is predicted that at some point, those apps could actually, completely overturn and overrun the original WhatsApp. And why not one day Facebook? So that would be quite interesting if you think about it. So going back to you, Claire. I have a question for you. Is there any app or any technology we should absolutely watch today?
Viberate.com or .io. This is the same URL. Mm-hmm. And this is a website. This is not a DApp, decentralized app. This is a regular website.
Okay.
Who use the blockchain, smart contract, and crypto to help musicians and to help DJs.
Right.
So the website is about as a fan and as somebody who like as a meloman, if you like music, you go to this website and you see all the information about the artists who are still live and what they are going to play, where, how much, and you can even buy the ticket. Mm-hmm. But this is the front end. On the back end, there is something else. What is present on the back end is all the information you can see on the front end about the artist. All this kind of data are used by the AI to help the artist to write a resume, a portfolio, and also to estimate his price. Because on the other side, you have the DJ, and the DJ needs, many DJs need to find artists and not with a community, with a range of prices and also a range of community. So because of this website and IE and blockchain, you have this website merge all the data, and each part, musician and DJ, can communicate.
Right.
And as soon as they find themselves, they can sign up a contract. They just feel everything about the law, about the money, and how everything is already written on a
proof of fantastic.
And it's signed. And because of the crypto, and because of the smart contract, and because of the blockchain,
they can pay you in Bitcoin.
No, they are.
They
are paying. This is a native crypto, but after you can change it.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right. So, but that's a cool app. That's a cool app. I mean, it actually proves that we are really into this at this crossroad of these techno-cultural industries.
Yeah.
Right. That really merge technology and culture, or technology and commerce, technology and business, technology and sport, technology and art tomorrow, technology and everything. So that's going to be really what we are going to see. Okay. So I think we're going to finish here. I think we've had quite a long podcast, and the exchange has been very good. And we've had all the information we were looking for.
I would like to add something.
Although, yeah,
because this is a regular website who use the blockchain smart contract and crypt and token about artists, about making contract for artists. But I would like to speak about a DApp whose name is Argent.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and this is a regular wallet. Regular. This is a crypto wallet. This is a non-custodial. It means you own it. You own your primary key, and you can do 6 or 7 things. You can. This is a wallet. This is your wallet. Yeah. You can make lending. You can make savings. You can make compound. Intérêt composé. Okay. You can make exchange. You can take care of your assets, different kind of assets.
All right.
You can use a DEX.
Yeah.
And you can make a lottery.
All right.
So this is really a great
application. A great tool. I mean, for those of you who've actually lived in the USA or in the United Kingdom as well, if when you get stopped by the police sometimes, and you can say, I don't have my IDs on me, and then you can show your credit card, right? And they will actually take you at face value sometimes, not all the time, right? But sometimes you can show your credit card and they will say, okay, that's fine. That's the identification document. So I can see one day, some people will take, I've got my USB key, right? Can you identify me with that, right? It could work.
Not USB key, QR code.
Oh yeah, or QR code, or USB key, or a ledger or some sort. I can see how people could get identified with that, right?
Yeah, the next step will be about ID, how to carry his own ID and its own data, and all is a sovereign ID. Sovereign?
Yeah, sovereign ID. Yeah, sovereign ID.
Okay, thank you.
And know exactly if somebody is using your ID, you actually can track back.
Yeah.
Where did the information go? Right, kind of thing. So definitely, I could definitely see that working. Okay, so we are going to end this little discussion here. But before we end, we are going to ask you, where can people find you?
On LinkedIn. Just LinkedIn.
All your content, all your videos, all your,
Only one thing.
Online, on the internet. Where?
That's it.
Where?
On LinkedIn.
Oh, LinkedIn. Okay, sorry. Okay, all right. So you have no website, something, or?
No.
Okay, all right. Okay, so on LinkedIn they can find you definitely. And you, Dr. Kim, where can people find you on the internet?
Well, you can find our information on our master's program. It's master within the French with an E, so it's master .esce.fr.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. And my name is Hermann Djoumessi, co-host of this amazing collab with the good Dr. one team with our guest today, which was Claire Dessombre. You can find me, Hermann Djoumessi, and the ADMP Community Multiverse on Twitter and Instagram at Team ADMP. On Facebook, the Facebook group #ADMP, or on our website, which is www.admpawards.biz. I'm going to spell it ADMP, AWARDS.biz. And of course, on this website, we have 17,000 readers a month. You can also find us on our email address, which is teamadmp@gmail.com. All right. So you got that. And we're going to finish with a few shout outs to our good friends and supporters. So Afri Visage, of course, to the ADMpers, Lotting Corp, Mireiko, the YouTuber where everything happens, Tech Love Fashion on Instagram, YB Paris on Instagram, to Elia, Manuba Technology Park in Tunisia, Songo Money, which is helping transferring money safely, Wakadam, of course, the African LinkedIn Network, AAVE, Ledger, Nano, X2. And any of you wishing to be shouted out, please get in touch at teamadmp@gmail.com with the title #shoutoutsBDD4. All right. So rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, of the new podcasting order. This was once again the Blockdown Blockchain podcast, a digital inception and production by ADMP Virtual Incubator. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Believe me when I say it. All right. Thank you very much, guys. It was very good. Very good.
Bye-bye.